Let the bow break, let it come down crash. Let the sun fade out to a dark sky. I can't say I'd even notice it was absent, 'cause I could live by the light in your eyes. Unfold before you what I've strung together, the very first words of a lifelong, a love letter. Tell the world that we finally got it all right. I choose you. I will become yours and you will become mine. I choose you. I choose you. There was a time when I would have believed them if they told me you could not come true, just love's illusion. But then you found me and everything changed, and I believe in something again. My whole heart will be yours forever. This is a beautiful start to a lifelong love letter. Tell the world that we finally got it all right. I choose you. I will become yours and you will become mine. I choose you.
We turn now to the signing of the ketubah, and this marks our ceremonial entrance into the ritual of tonight, over into the words and the acts that effectuate this marriage. And of course, I told you on Friday, really, it's not only the Jewish rituals that make you married to each other, it's this whole weekend and beyond of all the things that have brought two of you to this moment. But the ketubah signing, is a special opportunity for us to make a change. It's been a busy day. It's been a busy few days. Lots of excitement and lots of details. But now, as we sign the ketubah, is when I ask all, especially the people standing here, to take it all in. I'm starting now to try to put out of our mind, for the time being, everything that is not our excitement at getting to witness and participate in this blessing and in this day. How wonderful it is to sometimes in life get to see things happen that are as beautiful and as special as this. The ketubah started off in our history as a legal contract, and it laid out the rights and responsibilities of a husband and a wife. Your ketubah doesn't say exactly what those did. Right? There's nothing in here about how many goats or sheep or silver pieces either of you is worth. But your ketubah still has very important words that you chose together that express what you intend to commit to by entering into the covenant of marriage. And the ketubah will be, we hope, one of the most lasting physical reminders of this day. And so as we read it and as we sign it, I want all of us to picture this beautiful piece of artwork hanging in a place of honor in your home, to be seen by you, to be shared with your friends and with your family, and even with the generations, God willing, that will come after you. That's how powerful this document is. So before I ask you to sign the ketubah, we're going to read it out loud so you know what you're signing. It says, B'echad b'Shabbat, B'eser yamim lechodesh Kislev shnat 5776 leminyan shanu monim kan b'Rivervale, New Jersey. Bahu hakala Shoshana Ruth, Bat, Alisa Vishnu. Is that you? Parents? Are those your
Alisa.
names? Yes. Shoshana Root is the
Yes,
that's you.
that's
Yes.
me, yeah.
Okay. Vehechatan Baruch Yaakov ben Shmuel Natan Uvlumachana. Is that you?
That's me.
Yeah.
We're going to switch to English. I promise you it's the exact same. I checked. We witnessed that on the first day of the week, the 10th day of Kislev 5776, the 21st day of November 2015, here in Rivervale, New Jersey, the bride, Samantha Ray Hendel, daughter of Alyssa and Stephen, and the groom, Brian J. Raffle, son of Stuart and Barbara, entered into this sacred marriage covenant. Standing under the chuppah, we said to each other, as beloveds and friends, we choose to walk life's path together. We pledge to be equal partners, loving friends, and supportive companions all throughout life. May our love provide us with the freedom to be ourselves and the courage to follow our chosen paths. As we share life's experiences, we vow to express our innermost thoughts and feelings, to be sensitive to each other's needs, to share life's joys, to comfort each other through life's sorrows, to challenge each other to achieve intellectual and physical fulfillment as well as spiritual and emotional tranquility. We will build a home together and fill it with laughter, empathy, faith, imagination, trust, friendship, companionship, and love. A home in which holidays and heritage are celebrated according to our Jewish culture and tradition. May we live each day as the first, the last, the only day we will have with each other. We joyfully enter into this covenant and solemnly accept the obligations herein. Ve'kol sharir ve'kayam, and all that is written here is valid and binding. Brian and Samantha, does this describe the covenant that you intend to enter into tonight?
Yes.
Good. And Samantha, I'm going to ask you to be the very first one to sign your ketubah.
It's legible.
I've been secretly practicing.
Now, one of the inheritances of the legal history of the ketubah is that it requires two witnesses. And I know that you've chosen Scott and Molly to be your witnesses, but I should warn you that being the witnesses to a ketubah is no ordinary honor. Though it is a great honor, it's also a real responsibility. Because it means that Samantha and Brian have chosen the two of you to help them live up to the really ambitious promises contained in this document. And not just today and in the next few weeks or even years, but throughout the long years and decades of their life together and of your friendship. Are the two of you willing to do that for them?
Yes.
Yes.
Then you are indeed good witnesses.
It's a lot of pressure, man. I'm sorry.
They can still sign if they're non-resident aliens, right?
I told you. Pressure's on, Scott.
I know, it's hard to see the line.
I know.
I get to sign too.
You have the longest name, actually.
Brian, your ketubah is concluded and kosher. But as we said, by itself, it doesn't make you married. We still have to do the rest. But it's a step. It's an important step. It's a wonderful blessing. And I hope that the spirit of this moment and this room will accompany you and all of us, not only to the chuppah, but for many days and years beyond as we look back on it. And so let's say a blessing together. We're going to say Shechianu again under the chuppah, a blessing for a special moment, but let's say one here, because there's more than one sweet moment happening tonight. The blessing says, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'hianu lazman hazeh. Blessed are you, O God, who brings us into this life and sustains us from day to day, and who sometimes, and not often, but sometimes allows us to experience moments that are sweet like this. And let us say, Amen. B'Shem Adonai. Blessed are all of us who join together in this place to witness this beautiful and sweet moment as Samantha and Brian join together in the covenant of marriage. Samantha and Brian, you come beneath this chuppah with 7 circles. 7, an important number for Jewish weddings. The wholeness of the cycle of the week, the cycle of creation. 7, leading to something wonderful and special, like the holy day, the Sabbath, and a moment like this. You stand beneath your chuppah, which is a symbol in our tradition of the home that you have begun to create and will continue to enjoy together. And just like your home, your chuppah is supported by your 4 parents who stand here with you. And like your home, the chuppah is open on all sides as we pray that the home you create will always be open, most especially to your family, to all of your friends and those who love you. And a part of this chuppah above us is Samantha, your grandfather's tallis, reminding us that your home is built not only by those who love you today, but by a whole chain of love and tradition that has brought your whole family, both of your families, to this moment. We say a Shechianu, a special blessing for the most special moments in our lives. And if you know this blessing, I invite you to join me. It says, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu azman hazeh. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who brings us into life with the help of our parents, who keeps us going, who sustains us day after day after day through good times and through troubles, and who sometimes, when we're lucky and blessed, allows us to enjoy moments in life that are sweet like this one. And to all of that we say,
Amen.
Like the 7 circles, we turn to 7 blessings, the Sheva Brachot, that we reserve for moments like this. And the Sheva Brachot, the 7 blessings, say this. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Praise you, O God, ruler of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'akol bara lichvodo. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, the creator of all things for your glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, yotzer ha'adam. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, the creator of human beings. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher yatzar et adam betzalmo, b'tzelem demut tavnito, v'itkin lo mimenu binyan adei ad. Baruch atah Adonai yotzer ha'adam. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who creates us, who allows us to be partners with you in the everlasting renewal of life. Sos tasis v'tagel Zion, v'kibutz banea letocha v'simcha, Baruch atah Adonai, misameach Zion v'vaneha. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who causes the very earth to rejoice at the sight of such happiness of her children. Sameach tisamach re'im ha'anuvim, kesamecha yitzircha b'gan eden mikedem, Baruch atah Adonai, misameach chatan v'kala. We praise you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who causes this bride and this groom to rejoice together, as have your creation since the first days, the days of the Garden of Eden. If you've been counting, then you know that that is 6 blessings. And the 7th blessing, like the 7th day, the Sabbath, is a special blessing, and the rabbis tried to put into it every word they knew in Hebrew for love and excitement and friendship and family. And they wrote this. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bara sason v'simcha chatan v'kala rina titza v'chedva ahava v'achava shalom v'reut mehera Adonai Eloheinu yishama be'arei Yehuda u'chutzot Yerushalayim kol sason v'kol simcha kol chatan v'kol kala kol mitzalot chatanim mechupatan ונערים ממשתי נגינתם, ברוך אתה אדוני, משמח החתן עם הכלה. And all of that means, we praise you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, the creator of joy and gladness, bride and groom, love and kinship, peace and friendship. O God, may there always be heard in our cities and on our streets the sounds of joy and happiness, the voice of the groom and the voice of the bride, the shouts of young people celebrating, and the sounds of children at play. We praise you, O God, who causes this bride and this groom so much joy together. And to that let us say, Amen.
Amen.
The first of those 7 blessings was a kiddush, a blessing over a cup of wine. But it's only after all 7 that we drink the wine. And Brian and Samantha, you have before you not 1 kiddush cup, but 3. Brian, a cup before you, a kiddush cup that belonged to your mother's father, that represents all of the traditions and values of your family. All of the things you experienced and learned from your parents in your home growing up have made you who you are and have made you such a perfect and loving partner for Samantha. And Samantha, before you, a special kiddush cup that belonged to your great-grandparents, used to celebrate their 50th anniversary. And it represents all of the values and traditions, all of the lessons of your home, all of your celebrations, all of the things you learned from your parents, all of the things that have made you who you are and such a perfect partner for Brian. And in the middle, a brand new cup for this moment, a new family heirloom for your new family. And so I'll ask you now to take the kiddush cup from your family, each of you, and to pour some of the wine into the new cup. And if you'll each take a sip from that cup.
Ladies first.
As you have shared this wine from a single cup, so may you, under God's guidance, share contentment, peace, and fulfillment from the cup of life. May you find life's joys heightened and its bitterness sweetened, and each of its moments hallowed by true companionship and love. And now I ask you, in the presence of God and your parents and this whole assembly, do you, Brian, take Samantha to be your wife, to love, to honor, and to cherish?
I do.
And do you, Samantha, take Brian to be your husband, to love, to honor, and to cherish?
I do.
Then I'll ask your fathers for the rings. Samantha, as you place this ring on Brian's finger, I'll ask you to repeat these words. Hare,
Hare,
Ata,
Ata,
Mekudash
Li
Li
Bitabat
Bitabaat
Zo
Zo
Kadat
Kadat
Moshe
Moshe
V'Yisrael.
V'Yisrael.
With this ring
With this ring
be consecrated to me
be consecrated to me
as my husband,
as my husband,
according to the traditions of the Jewish people.
according to the traditions of the Jewish people.
Brian, as you place this ring on Samantha's finger, I'll ask that you repeat those same words, Hare,
Hooray.
At,
At.
to her.
We can start over if you want.
Hare,
Hooray.
At,
At.
Mekudeshet,
Mikudeshet.
Li,
Li.
Betabat,
Betabaat.
Zo,
Zo.
Kadat,
Kadat.
Moshe,
Moshe.
V'Yisrael.
V'Yisrael.
With this ring
With this ring
be consecrated to me
be consecrated to me
as my wife,
as my wife,
according to the traditions of the Jewish people.
according to the traditions of the Jewish people.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddeshanu b'mitzvotav v'yitir lanu et hanisuim v'hanisuot lanu al yedei chuppah v'kiddushin. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh amo Yisrael al yedei chuppah v'kiddushin. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who makes us holy by giving us mitzvot, commandments, and who consecrates this marriage. We praise you, Adonai, who makes our people holy through Kiddushin, this sacred ritual of marriage beneath a chuppah. And let us say, Amen.
Amen.
Brian and Samantha, one of the things that we've talked about is that there is a paradox at the heart of a Jewish wedding, and it is that we are commanded to celebrate with the people who care about us. We are commanded to gather friends and family and publicly enter into this new stage of life as you are doing. But at the same time, part of what is happening right now can't be shared with all of us. Something important is happening right now just between the two of you. So I'm going to ask all of us gathered here to pause for a moment of quiet reflection and to send towards you all of our prayers and hopes for your future together. And I'm going to ask your parents to join me in stepping out, leaving just the two of you beneath your chuppah to share a few private words only with each other. This journey began a long time ago. The dance marathon fundraiser, Penn State. You became friends and you would go to lunch and play ping pong, Sudoku race, the first of many competitions between you. You knew Brian was heading to Chicago for medical school, but even after he left, Samantha, you continued to visit. You started dating in the summer of 2007 and spent your first 4 years together traveling back and forth as a long-distance couple, getting by, phone calls, and intense visits. Samantha, you moved to New York, and even during that time, those years not living together, you found so much that worked in your relationship. Samantha, you remembered, you said that you're kind of opposites. That you could be anxious and worried, but that Brian was calm and cool. But that especially, you could be super silly together. And Brian, you remembered of those early years that you enjoyed so many of the same things. But not only did you have fun together, you had such an important and easy emotional connection. Something wonderful and new. You share a great work ethic, wonderful open communication, and you love to play together. In the summer of 2011, Brian, you were finally able to come east, finally together in New York, and then in Hoboken, where you continued competing, trivia, and volleyball, having fun every step
long way. There's a verse we often say at weddings from the Song of Songs. It says, Dodi li va'ilo. I am my beloved's, and my beloved is truly mine. I ask each of you to try to put into words how you can know that this person holding your hands right now is your beloved who is truly yours. And Brian, you said that when you come home at the end of each day, you're comforted just knowing that Samantha will be there. Knowing that you have someone who will jump off the couch to greet you when you come in the door. And Samantha, you said before anything else that good or bad, all the things that happen in your life, you want to share them with Brian before anyone else. Just as you share all parts of your life together. I asked how you could be confident the person you're standing with here is the person you want to enter into all of the challenges, all of the path of life together moving forward. And Samantha, you said about Brian that he is a man you can always depend on no matter what. That he makes you feel safe and loved, but he also makes you laugh. And you can see having fun together throughout the decades of a long and blessed life. And Brian, you said of Samantha that she treats you the way you had always hoped to be treated in a relationship. That she makes you so happy even when things are tough. And also that you've seen her with her students and know deep down how kind and loving and compassionate she is and will be as a part of your family. Together you share a commitment to education and to work, to kindness and to fun. Your parents who stand here this week represent almost 70 years of marriage. A wonderful example for the two of you as you step into this new phase of your life. And as you look out on all of these family and friends gathered here, they are filled with such hope, with so much excitement for the great things you will experience and do together. Samantha and Brian, may your new family created here be a blessing always to the two of you, of course, but also to your families, to all those who love you, and indeed to this, our entire world. And let us say, Amen. Amen. We take this talus, which, Brian, belonged to your father's father. And maybe I'll ask you then to wrap this talus around the two of them, to place it over their shoulders.
Got it.
The tallis is a symbol of the responsibilities of being an adult, of being a family in the Jewish community. Wrapping the two of you together beneath this one tallis represents the comfort we hope you will always find, not only in the heritage of your families, but in your closeness and warmth. And it also represents that from this point forward, none of the responsibilities of life rest on either of your shoulders alone, but indeed, you bear all of life, its challenges and its joys, together. We ask you to bow your heads as we say the words of the priestly blessing that comes from the Torah, from the book of Numbers, and it says this: Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and watch over you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May God's face shine upon you and always be kind to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. Brian and Samantha, may God's face always be turned towards you, and towards the people whom you love, and give you the gift of shalom, comfort, and wholeness, and peace. Amen. We can unwrap the two of them. Brian, I'll ask you to place this glass on the floor in front of you, but not to do anything to it yet. Breaking of the glass has many interpretations and many meanings. But I think for us, the most important is that that sound and that feeling, the breaking of the glass, represents a transition. A step forward into a brand new and holy and important stage in your lives. A stage where you go forth from here as a family. And so before we break that glass and take that step, it is my privilege to announce that you, Samantha, and you, Brian, have spoken the words and performed the rituals that make you now, in the eyes of the state of New Jersey, even more importantly, before your parents, your family, and friends, all those assembled here, you are now husband and wife.
their first song, which they chose on Thursday night, by the way, which is by Adele. Give them a big round of applause. Would like you to please come join them. Everybody, come out and join them in this, their first dance as husband and wife. They'd like you to do that, folks. Join them.
No, it's too wide, too deep for me to swim to you. Come there, I'll be the shelter that won't let the rain come through. Your love, it is my tribute, and I
I feel like somehow it made the older group, so I'm going to be honored to be doing the blessing for tonight for Samantha and Brian. Thank you. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Round of applause, everyone.
Good evening. Lisa and I, along with Stuart and Barbara, would like to welcome you all and thank you for coming from both near and far to celebrate the marriage of our children, Samantha and Brian. I was a little apprehensive about speaking here tonight, not because I was nervous, but because after 32 years of marriage to Lisa and living in a household with 4 females, I've never been allowed to speak for more than 30 seconds without being interrupted. So this is a first for me. Today is, of course, a celebration, not just of the love that has united Sam and Brian, but also for the creation of our new extended family. A lot of planning has gone into this celebration. Thank you, Lisa, Barbara, and Stu, for your assistance in planning this magical weekend. This past Thursday, November 19th, Stuart and Barb celebrated their 37th wedding anniversary. And coincidentally, Lisa and I also celebrated our 32nd anniversary on Thursday. I tried to convince Sam and Brian to get married on Thursday so we could all share the same anniversary. Not the real reason, it would have also been a hell of a lot less expensive for a weekday wedding. We consider ourselves very fortunate to have the Raffles as our new extended family. For me personally, I'm just glad to have a few more men, as I was greatly outnumbered for the past 29 years. From the very first moment I met Brian, we bonded. He helped me pack and move my office. But of course, before going to work, we had to eat breakfast. Imagine my surprise when he ordered a waffle topped with a scoop of chocolate ice cream. Finally, a guy with a perfect eating habits, just like me. As we got to know Brian better, we discovered he was smart, funny, and most importantly, a man with a huge heart. This is, of course, appropriate as he now begins his career as a cardiovascular anesthesiologist. So at work, his job is to put people asleep. Not permanently. But when he is not working, he keeps us all wide awake in his quest to live life to the fullest. Brian's better half is, of course, Samantha, who just happens to be my favorite eldest child. We were lucky to welcome her into this world on May 18th, 1986. Her Pop-Pop brownie stood proudly in the delivery room and helped in the delivery. Sam was the easiest baby. Only 1 week after she was born, she was sleeping through the night. As an infant, Lisa and I were able to take her to any restaurant, and she would happily sit in her car seat in the middle of the table and always smile and sometimes throw up on anyone who walked by. When Sam was a toddler, one of our favorite places to visit was Van Saun Park. There I would sit beside her as we would go on the train, again and again and again. She loved the animals and the excitement of the train ride, while I enjoyed both the nap and the suntan. Samantha loved dancing and for over 14 years took classes in all forms of dance, always challenging herself. Sam is also a people pleaser. As a teen, she agreed to play with me in 2 alternate shot parent-child golf tournaments, although she had never actually been on a golf course before. But she knew I wanted to play with her and she didn't want to disappoint me. Her entire preparation was half an hour at the driving range, and the result was she was still able to win 2 third-place trophies. Samantha met Brian while students at Penn State, and the rest is history. Her grandparents and great-grandparents would be overjoyed with her new husband, a Jewish doctor. But most importantly, he makes her happy, and if she's happy, then Lisa and I are happy. So now we know that Samantha has a lot of intestinal fortitude, and Brian has a lot of heart, and together they create the perfect couple. So please raise your glasses. Here's to the past for all that you have learned. Here's to the present for all that you share. Here's to the future for all that you look forward to together. Mazel tov. And enjoy the rest of the evening.
For those of you who haven't met me, I am the middle sister to the bride, Samantha. So I've known her for about 26 years now. And it feels like I've known Brian for just about as long, since they've been dating. You know a couple has been together forever when, upon learning of their engagement, family members and close friends react not with typical cries of joy and excitement, but with sighs of relief and exclamations of "about time." Mom and Barb, I'm looking at you. Which is not to say that we weren't thrilled when Sam and Brian got engaged, but we've known Brian for so long that it almost seemed like he was already part of the family. I remember the first day I met Brian like it was yesterday. It was Samantha's 21st birthday, and her friends from college were in town. As everyone congregated in the kitchen, an infant Melanie and I sat sleepily at the table until we noticed an unfamiliar man lurking in the backyard. Had he been stealthier, we might have thought he were an intruder. Though clumsy in his approach, Brian managed to sneak undetected into the house, and Samantha couldn't have been happier or more surprised. And in the same way, he managed to sneak undetected into our family and into our hearts. When we talk about love, we often say we're looking for or have found someone that completes us. The special thing about Samantha and Brian is that they're complete all on their own. They have lived together and apart in State College, Chicago, New York, and Hoboken. They're opinionated and strong-willed with their own likes and interests. But while complete individually, together they complement and bring out the best in one another. He makes her more lighthearted, she makes him more focused, and together they inspire each other to live life to the fullest. Whether cruising the islands, throwing down in Mario Party, cheering on the Nittany Lions, stealing home in kickball. Might be missing a page. Let's just say they do a lot of fun things together. So now to turn to the families. Barb, Stuart, and Evan, family. Congratulations on achieving one of the greatest and rarest joys in life, a permanent invitation to our family's Thanksgiving dinner. And to my mom and dad, it's a surprise to no one, but you have undone yourself yet again. This weekend is special not only for Samantha and Brian, but also for my parents and Barb and Stu, who have been married for 32 and 37 years respectively as of Thursday. Sam and Brian, if you can learn anything from our parents and their long-lasting marriages, remember this. Love is patient, love is kind, love is slowly losing your mind. So to the most beautiful couple on the most perfect of wedding days, I wish you all the love and happiness in the world. May you grow old and wrinkly together. Cheers.
I'm Evan. I'm Brian's younger brother. And while it is true that my mom once referred to Scott, the other groomsman, as her second son, of which we remind her all the time, I assure you I am Brian's only brother. And as such, here I am in front of all of you. So Brian's favorite candy by far is Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. He likes the original ones, the king size, the little mini ones. He puts them in the freezer so that they're the perfect temperature and consistency. As some of you may also know, Samantha is allergic to peanuts. I know you're thinking, how could these two people possibly work together? Most people would have to wonder how two people could overcome such tremendous hardship to find true love. The answer is really simple. And it's not just because Brian won't eat them if he's gonna see her within 24 hours. Although that is true. It's because they're really nice, loving people. I mean, it's a doctor and a preschool teacher. And while I realize doctor and teacher are both careers in the game of life, and I could have done a joke about why it took them forever to get to the stop, get married space. And when they're gonna start filling the back of their little minivan with like other pegs. I'm absolutely not going to do that. What I will do is ask that all of you bother them about that as often as possible for the rest of their lives. I know I'm the third person to mention this in the last day and a half, as my dad did last night and Stephen just did. But this past Thursday was both parents' anniversaries. 32 for Samantha's parents and 37 for mine, Brian's. They've undoubtedly been tremendous examples to my brother and my new sister, and we all look forward to seeing the new family the two of you have started today become as strong and wonderful as our two formerly separate families have been. I know a lot of people take this time to poke fun at the groom and tell embarrassing stories from when they were little. I'd really love to do that. But honestly, I don't really have anything. Brian and I have always gotten along really well, and I can't really recall any times that he got into trouble. I guess it's possible I was an annoying little brother, and that he might have some stories, but I don't think so, and well, I guess you'd have to ask him, but he doesn't have the microphone I did, so too bad. Bringing a speech in for a landing is one of the hardest parts. But I once had a particularly terrible high school principal who ended all of his speeches with a quote. So I'm gonna follow his lead and borrow a quote from the timeless cinematic masterpiece, Airplane. I just want to tell you both, good luck, we're all counting on you. If you'd all raise your glasses, to Brian and Samantha, may your life together continue to be amazing. Mazel tov.
Samantha and her dad. largest round of applause, folks. That's Samantha and her dad. Right out to the center of the floor, Brian. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian and his mom.
Hope when the moment comes, you'll say, I did it all. I did it all. I owned every second that this world could give. I saw so many places, the things that I did. Feels like
That I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there when I need her. Oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She's always right there when I need her. Oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there when I need her. Oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there.
They say, do you need me? Do you think I'm pretty? Do I make you feel like cheating? I'm like, no, not really, cause oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there when I need her. Oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there when I need her. She walks like a model. She grants my wishes like a genie in a bottle. Yeah, yeah, cause I'm the wizard of love, and I got the magic wand. All these other girls are tempting, but I'm empty when you're gone. And they say, do you need me? Do you think I'm pretty? Do I make you feel like cheating? I'm like, no, not really, cause oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader.
Get the breaks. That's sort of weird.
Baby, you're sad. Baby, you're right when your arthritis is bad. Oh, it would be so nice going over you. There's a medicine when your tummy aches. Build you a fire in the furnace place. Oh, it would be so nice going over you. Let me do the dishes in our kitchen sink. Put you to bed when you have too much to drink. It would be so nice going over you.
I promise I wouldn't do it.
When your legs don't work like they used to before, and I can't sweep you off of your feet, will your mouth still remember the taste of my love? Will your eyes still smile from your cheeks? Darling, I will be loving you Well, me, I fall in love with you every single day, and I just wanna tell you I am. So honey, now
Be consecrated to me
As my husband,
as my husband,
according to the traditions of the Jewish people.
according to the traditions of the Jewish people.
place your head on my beating heart, thinking out loud, maybe we found love right where we are. When my hair's all but gone and my memory fades, and the crowds don't remember my name, when my hands don't play the strings the same way, I know you will still love me the same. 'Cause honey, your soul could never grow old, it's evergreen. And baby, your smile's forever in my mind and memory. I'm thinking about how people fall in love in mysterious ways, and maybe it's all part of a plan. Well, I'll just keep on making the same mistakes, hoping that you'll understand. But baby, now take me into your loving arms, kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars, place your head on my beating heart, I'm thinking out loud that maybe we found love right where we are. So baby, now take me into your loving arms, and kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars. Oh darling, place your head on my beating heart, I'm thinking out loud that maybe we found love right where we are. Well, maybe